Now, we've heard a lot, haven't we, in recent months about how COVID has ruined people's best made plans. Well, thankfully, this morning, we have a good story for you when COVID decided to take on a Darlington couple's wedding plans and was kind of beaten back into submission thanks to a massive, huge, spectacular effort of everybody involved. Lisa and Paul Ruddy were due to walk down the aisle but had to change the date and pull everything together in just over 24 hours to beat the latest lockdown. Now, I'm a bit of a sucker for romantic stories, so we started off by asking Lisa all about the proposal.
The proposal wasn't all that romantic, to be honest with you. We were just at home, but my husband had just come back from deployment, and I think we were just like swept up in all the romance of being together again. And yeah, he just popped the question and that was it.
And then this is when the planning starts, doesn't it? Did you have big plans for the wedding?
We did, yeah. We'd originally planned to get married on the coast in December this year, and then my mother-in-law fell ill, so we postponed until next year. But postponing it just made us realise we didn't want to wait. We just wanted to get married. But then obviously on top of that, we had all the pandemic to deal with as well. So just, Paul, look, why don't we just pull it forward and we'll just do it as soon as we possibly can. So like we hadn't given notice at that point, and you've got to wait 28 days. So we pulled it from the coast to more local, because we're local to Darlington, which is why we ended up choosing Bannatynes. And then I think we had something like 5 weeks to go. So from then it was just all go.
So you'd made these plans, you'd already kind of rearranged them and adjusted them, and you think, this is it, we're on track now. And then Boris Johnson opens his mouth and tells us everything's going to change.
Yeah, we'd already adapted so many times as well, and changed the plan and changed the plan and changed the plan again. We had like a running joke, like we think this is like, plan F or G, or, you usually have a plan A and a plan B, don't you? But we were like halfway down the alphabet and right back up again before the announcement was made on the Saturday. Finished work on the Friday, all set to have like a nice relaxing week off, run up to the wedding. We could only go ahead with 13 guests, but it was what it was, and we were just happy to be able to go ahead. And then on the Saturday, he said, actually, we're going back into lockdown from next week. And we just felt so like robbed, because we were like, we've missed it by 3 days. Absolutely gutted. It doesn't cover how we felt. It was like, we're so close. I said to Paul, we've literally got two options. We either try and postpone it again and go ahead when everything opens back up again, or we try and move it forward. So this was on the Saturday. So I contacted the hotel to say, look, the registrar's office didn't open till Monday morning, but, is there any chance if they could pull it forward, could you guys pull it forward? And Jade at Bannatyne, she said, look, we could, but it would need to be the Tuesday. So then spoke to the rest of our suppliers, photographer, flower and decors, cake, hairdresser, makeup, literally so many people to try and, a bit like on a wing and a prayer, like, can we actually pull this together within a couple of days? They were all fantastic. They were like, yeah, it's no problem. We'll do whatever it takes. And then on the Monday morning, I spoke to the registrar at 8:30. And they said, when are you thinking? I was like, tomorrow. and just like that, they were like, yeah, okay, fine. Tomorrow it is.
Goodness.
So then we were checking into the hotel on the Monday, which was just like 24 hours before the wedding. Luckily, it all worked out.
What a story this is. This is fantastic. So when it come round to it, what was the special day, the big day like in the end?
Oh, it was amazing. It was incredible. We only had 11 of us in total, so we had 9 guests and then the 2 of us. And everyone was saying, like, you wouldn't have known that this was because of the pandemic. You would have thought that you'd opted for a small, intimate day, because nothing felt out of place, nothing looked out of place. One of my biggest concerns was like being in quite a big room, feeling like we'd be a bit drowned by space, but it didn't feel like that at all. The hotel literally just pulled it off. And I think we were in such a rush, trying to get everything changed and moved, that like we didn't actually stop and sit and think. It's like, God, the wedding's tomorrow or the wedding's today, because it was just like one thing after another. So then just as I was about to walk down the aisle, I think it all hit me. I was like, oh, it's actually happening. This is real. But no, it was really, really good. Yeah, so pleased we managed to move it forward.
This is a massive effort on everyone's part. This.
Oh, you're not kidding.
So I guess you're still coming down really from the high, I bet, but you've not had a chance for a honeymoon, or is there any big plan to mark it when we can, or anything like that?
Yeah, so obviously no honeymoon, because we got married and then went straight into lockdown. I had about a week off work afterwards, afterwards. So what we want to do is next year is we want to throw like a proper reception so like all of our family and friends can come. So we'll probably look to do that around our year's anniversary, and then hopefully get off for some winter sun somewhere if obviously the world's in a bit of a better place.
Yeah, absolutely. And first Christmas as man and wife as well, so that's something to look forward to.
I know, it really is. And they're all the little things that I was looking forward to about getting married this year before the year ended. And then when it looked like it wasn't going to happen, you start thinking, oh God, well, we're not going to do this and we're not going to have that and we're not going to be able to do the next thing. But it did all come together in the end. It was obviously meant to be.
Absolutely. And what an incredible effort. Sailed through it, more or less stress-free. Congratulations to Lisa and Paul from everyone at BBC Tees.